Faith has a new frequency. The Spirit of Huntsville. KHSPLP, Huntsville, Texas. Spirit 94.3.
Everybody, woohoo! Here we are. Welcome in.
Yeah.
On a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.
Did you peep the beautiful sunshine we're having outside?
Where did that come from? That's what's throwing everything off today. Is that sunshine?
People don't know how to function now with the sunshine,
Nope.
and the roads are phenomenal.
Nope. Welcome in. Hey, real quick. Thanks for hanging out with us on a wonderful Wednesday. Underwriting support for this program made possible in part by Elliott's Jewelers. He's online at elliotsjewelers.com and Walker County Federal Credit Union. Their website, wcfcu.com. I'm catching my breath. Taylor Chandler is here. TC does not like to go by Tay. So anybody in the community that knows, do not.
It's not a thing. I don't know. I think it's because I grew like growing up, people would call me Tay Tay. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Like I would never say anything, but if somebody like you were like, does anybody ever? I'm like, I don't like being called that if I have a choice.
I like TC. It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah.
Like TC. What up, TC? Like, because you can say like, what up, TC? But it's like, what up, Tay? That just, it's got that, I mean, it's got that Huntsville twang. I'll give it that.
Twang.
Yeah, that Tay, that's got that Huntsville twang.
Which is so funny because I had a friend that he called me Tay all the time. And anybody who knows me knows I don't like that. And he knew I didn't like it, and he continued to do it anyway. And that's when I was like, you're not my friend. Me.
So you unfriended this person
not
they
because
called
of
you
that,
Tay.
but
Okay,
it was part of it. I'm like, you're not respecting my likes
I was
and
going to say,
dislikes.
that's not, I mean, just because someone called you Tay and you ended your friendship with them.
No, I am loyalty to a fault.
Fun fact, do you know my real name?
Robert?
Nope.
Roberto?
Nope. It's a bird.
Robin?
Yep.
I did know that.
A Robin.
Where did I see that?
Probably saw it on my records somewhere.
Yeah, I was like, wait a it counts.
Well, I had people that called me Robina growing up. I did not like that. They would say, Robina, Robina. I don't know why.
I think it's so funny. Not every time, pretty consistently though, when people, before they get transferred to me, they're like, I'm calling for Taylor Chandler. And they're like, is that a guy or a girl? And I was like, that's an actual super fair question. Am I a guy or a girl?
I get calls all the time. Hi, is Mrs. Hip there? Is Mrs. Hip there? Nope. Mm-mm. I don't know where she is.
That's a question for her.
I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, it is a wonderful Wednesday. We want to welcome you. And as always, the first segment is on Spirit 94.3. I know we're running a little bit on the latter side of the day today. But it's going to be a great day because, as Taylor said, the sun is out. It is a wonderful Wednesday.
Words of the wise. It's a great day to have a great day.
Oh, it is. That's really good, Taylor. That was kind of very simple, to the point.
To the point. It's a great day to have a great day.
Wonderful Wednesday it is. We're going to be over the FM for this is your first time over the FM, so I want to introduce.
I'm on the airwaves.
Yeah,
is that
all 5 miles across the Ville. You know who listens to the station? Ruthie. I've received feedback that Ruthie, the woman with 9 lives in the work world, 9 lives, listens to the station. So Ruthie, if you're out there, welcome in. Welcome in. Y'all's fellow coworker is here doing the show, by the way.
Yes, I'm actually here. She saved my life the other day, and I say that not literally. I overcorrected in my little office. I was typing, and I tapped my coffee cup, and it tilted. And instead of it, it would have just tilted and fell back down. But no, I whacked it trying to catch it, and coffee went brand new. I just made this cup of coffee all over my keyboard, all over my computer.
Not even worried about the computer, the keyboard, worried about the cup of coffee.
Well, I was worried about the cup of coffee. Ruthie comes in because I'm like, oh no. So emergency situations, I am not the one you want. I am not good in panic situations. So I was like, oh no. And she's like, do something. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, oh. And so I like moved my coffee cup.
You just looked at it and went, oh.
Oh no. What do I do now? So I like stopped the coffee from pouring on me, but it like poured everywhere else. And she helped me clean it up. Lickety split.
Good lady.
She's so good. She goes, I don't know if your keyboard's gonna work, but I did my best. And she's like turning it up and it's pouring out of the side. I was like, oh.
This community is full of so many good people. Ruthie, well, TC is one of them. TC is.
Thank you.
Ruthie is a little higher level, though. I mean, let's be honest.
Legacy in the community.
Yeah, legacy. She's higher level than both of us put together.
I love that anybody, you think Walker County Federal Credit Union, you think Toy, you think Ruthie.
Yeah.
People who've been there a long time.
They know who it is when you walk into some of these places. Well, Taylor, it is Wonderful Wednesday. So, what are you... I was going to say, what are you wonderful for?
What am I wonderful
but
for?
we want to... this first segment, we always like to lift up, especially because we know people are listening all over. Literally, there are people that are behind walls listening to this broadcast, that listen to this show. And we always want to bring a message of encouragement, a message of hope, something to be thankful for. And I think Wonderful Wednesday is a great title because we can wake up and choose to say, you know what, it's going to be a wonderful day.
I think we both had mornings that were a little chaotic. And I think, choosing to not let that impact your day. Okay, and... That's my mantra these days is, okay, and. Like, this is happening, and moving forward, and. Like, you can spill your coffee and still have a good day.
My whole thought process is this, that I used to get really bent out of shape if I knew that I was going to be running behind. And it was because in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm letting so many people down. But then I started thinking, I'm letting my family down because I'm getting upset. I'm letting my children down because I'm getting upset. And I know it's not always... you can have routines set up, and I have a lot of routines, and we're pretty good about those routines. You can have a
plan. Doesn't mean it's going to work.
But there's sometimes a lot of curveballs, and I'm at that stage of life where there's some curveballs going on. A perfect example, yesterday, and I chose to have a wonderful Tuesday.
A terrific Tuesday.
Terrific Tuesday. I chose to... we didn't have the show Monday or Tuesday. Monday, with everything.
Snowpocalypse.
Yeah,
and then it didn't snow.
You know what's weird, though? In Elkins, it wasn't too bad, but as I drove, into town and saw, there was ice all over the bridges everywhere.
My car was frozen shut on Sunday.
There was more precip here. Yeah, more precip here than there was, because I guess we're a little farther south.
Elkins?
Yeah.
I think it's the trees. Like, you're in, a bowl cave,
Because I was like, we didn't get that much out in our neighborhood. Then I drove down here. I was like, oh my goodness, man.
My car was frozen. So we were open Monday. We opened later, but I texted Toy Sunday. I was like, you may have to come get me because my car is frozen shut. And I feel like you have a little bit more familiarity with frozen things like this. I have no experience.
I only have like 4 months of it in Fargo.
Okay, well, 4 months more than me.
Only 142 days to where it never got above freezing at all. Experience.
Gross. That sounds terrible.
That's it.
I hate the cold. We've talked about this. Not a cold fan. So I didn't even try to unlock my car on Sunday. Whenever I jiggled the handle and the whole car shook, I was like, all right, guess we're not going anywhere. Not going to mess with it. Text Toy, don't think I'm going to make it in unless you come get me. She was like, well, did you try starting your car? Like, remote start. I'm like, well, duh. I did that before I even walked outside because it's going to be cold. And she's like, well, pour water on your door. And I'm like, that's a trick. I saw that. If you pour water, she's like, okay, love, not hot water. Room temperature water. Sure enough, it did work. But in my mind, I was like, she's trying to trick me. She's going to shatter my windshield and throw in hot water.
Can we give a shout out to TC real quick, the role model employee, because you couldn't go, but, well, let me change that. Let's give Toy the credit because Toy was like, you need me to come get you?
I asked.
Okay, no, that's what it was. You asked.
I asked.
So there's the role model employee.
But also having a boss that was like, if you need me, I'll come get you. Like, let's plan ahead. We will make this work.
Good. That's what I meant. I was trying to think. I knew that you said something about you initiated something.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can choose for it to be a wonderful day. And yesterday, we didn't have the show yesterday either. Just a lot going on, and we decided Monday and Tuesday we weren't going to do it, and then Wednesday, back at it.
You were like, Taylor's coming. We have to have it.
Well, no. Here's the deal. One, it was just a long night, and the children were restless, and it just everything is out of sync. I think I told you when I walked in earlier. I feel like everything's been out of sync since Christmas. Nothing has really gotten back into a normal routine for us.
What is normal? Normal's just a setting on the dryer.
Well, I don't even use that setting. I put my clothes in the de-wrinkler every day, by the way.
I have so many clean clothes that have just been pulled out of the dryer, put back in the hamper, and just sit ready to go back in whenever I have the energy to actually put them up. The
de-wrinkling setting is the best feature ever because it does a miss. Like my dryer has a water line, which is kind of weird. Cool. So I hooked a water hose up to the dryer, not that you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And so it has a misting feature, and I use it. I mean, and that thing's 10 years old. So
I have this spray, and I don't even know the brand. I can just think of the bottle that has, you spray your clothes, and then you pop them.
Does it work?
It does. So I take it with me traveling all the time because I'm not a coordinated packer. I'm more of like a throw it in and shove it down. And then I pull it out, spray it, pop it a few times, and wrinkle free. Nice. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it a wonderful Wednesday. Yeah, because you make it work. So I decided, I've been working on some amps, and I made a huge mistake of staying up until, I don't even want to admit this. I stayed up until 3 because I knew that the church wasn't going to open until 10 a.m. yesterday. Okay. And so I was sitting there thinking, okay, my wife's off work. Children will probably stay at home. This was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Plus, they were a little restless anyways. And so I decided I'm going to stay up till, and I'd already planned on not doing the show. Okay. So then I made the decision of, well, I'm probably going to stay up late and work on these apps. I've been working on a few things, programming. Which for me, late is 11. Well, for me, late for me usually is about 9:30 to 10. Mm-hmm. This late, 3 a.m. That's early. 3 a.m. was ridiculous. You passed the late into the early. And I didn't mean to. I was going to only stay up till midnight, and then I looked down and I was like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I need to go to sleep. See, but for me, whenever that happens, then my mind doesn't have time to shut off. So yes, I'm laying down at 3 o'clock, but I'm not falling asleep till 4. Well, here's the kicker to this whole story. So my plan is originally to sleep till about 9:30, right? My wife's off work. Mm-hmm. Not in the nursing world. Nope. She gets a call. I got to go in. And so now that means Dad clocks in. Now my 7 hours of rest that I'd planned out the window. And now and praise the Lord for my wife. She got the children ready as quick as she could. But then Daddy had to take them to school yesterday. And so what would have been a 7 hours of rest turned into about 3 to 4. Mm-hmm. And yesterday was pretty rough because, I went ahead. I even got over here early. And then had a broadcast last night at New Waverly. Didn't get home till about 10. Praise the Lord for our babysitter, Alyssa. She does an awesome job. She came through in the clutch. We love it. Came through in the clutch so I could go do that New Waverly game. And then I went to sleep fairly early, but I got about 7 hours last night. Maybe you get like a couch in here. Well, that was the plan. I was going to take a nap. Didn't get to do that either. Oh. But you could put a little cot. Get you a little pop-up cot. Just leave it in your truck. The whole reasoning for this long story was I still said, you know what, it's a good day. And back in the day, I used to get so bent out of shape because I would worry so much about everybody else. Mm-hmm. And I would think that it would be the end of the world. Because, man, I really do strive to do everything. We're not perfect, but I strive to do everything as best as I possibly can and make sure that it's impacting people positively. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, unfortunately, we live in a world to where you could have 1,000 deposits and one withdrawal will break the bank sometimes. Mm-hmm. And luckily, with all of people that I'm surrounded by and that help support what I do, most of them I'd say all of them are very understanding of that. But I still get nervous, and I'm just like, oh, great, man, I've made all these deposits. One withdrawal is going to crash everything. Right. And that's just a lie of the enemy. Mm-hmm. Today is a wonderful Wednesday. Don't allow the lie of the enemy to tell you otherwise. Mm-hmm. What is it when you hear the word wonderful?
TC.
When I hear
That's
the
kind of
word
a cool.
wonderful.
Are you cool with TC?
You know, you can call me anything you want as long as it's not late for dinner.
Oh, I knew that was coming. So TC.
So TC.
Wonderful. When you hear that word, what comes to mind?
I don't know why a Wonderful Winterland song plays in my head every time you say that. Walking in Wonderland. And I don't even know if wonderful is in that, but that's what I picture.
Wonder, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it? I don't know. But I picture just like snow and just peace, which is so backwards because I don't like cold and I don't like snow. But that's what I picture, and just being at ease.
This is turning into like one of those ASMR or whatever, like, everyone, put your ear to the speaker and listen to my voice.
Me. I don't have fake nails.
that stuff is so corny, man.
I like it.
No, I can't stand it.
Oh, I like
it
the
comes
cake,
on YouTube.
like the wax cracking.
No. And I had a conversation with my sister about this one time. I didn't have I just sent it to her. Or I don't know, I commented
You directed
something.
a conversation at your sister.
I get annoyed with the videos on the internet where people turn up the microphones really loud when they do stuff like opening. Yes, I'm like, we get it. I understand that it makes noise, but you don't have to turn the mic up.
I like it. So we've got two sides of a different coin.
This is good because you and I needed to have some beef, and this is good.
This is the beef. This is it.
This is awesome.
The ASMR. So I like the nails tapping. Like my daughter will put on fake nails and she'll like do her makeup. She's super talented when it comes to makeup, which is so funny. Again, because I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't have makeup experience. I like just throw it on and hope for the best. My daughter sits down, watches videos, and I'm like, we go to Ulta and Sephora, and they look at me, and I'm like, talk to the boss. I don't know what we're here for.
I have no idea.
I buy my stuff at the dollar store, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So she like puts on her little nails and she does her little videos and she does her little ASMR taps, and I love watching them. Like my daughter is a hoot, and I'm just showing you a video that she did of she's just so funny. But watching her do her little makeup and seeing how committed she is to that, I'm like, kids really are their own people, and it's cool as a parent to watch that develop because that's my baby.
Yeah,
that's my baby, and now my baby is no longer my baby. She's a person.
She 10?
She's 10.
Oh, wow.
But you know what I mean? Like seeing that the metamorphosis of her blossoming on this wonderful Wednesday into her own individual person has been cool. I mean, it's kind of hard. We still clash, but taking a step back and just, not having the control of, okay, I don't have to be in control of every little thing that she does now. I can just let her make choices. Sometimes I don't agree. Like clothing. If you see my kid out in the streets, guys, I'm trying. She's wearing what she's wearing.
Yeah.
Some fights are not worth fighting. But like she's her own little person, and I don't know how I got here, but that wonderful things. It's like watching my daughter turn into like a whole person with a drastically different personality, drastically different talents and passions. Like this girl can sit and talk about lip shades and lip liner and lip gloss and stain, and I'm like, what are you saying? But I like to just listen to her because she's got all these little passions about it.
Well, I'll tell you, I think of that word wonderful, and I was looking up the actual definition. Well, the actual definition of wonderful is this. Hi, I'm Nolan Ryan.
Oh.
Inspiring. Will it be a hamburger or a hot dog? That's a funny commercial, by the way.
Some people aren't going to get that reference.
No, it's a Nolan Ryan commercial. It's hilarious. It's for an air conditioning company too. It's like, how do you tie in a hamburger, hot dog, and an air conditioner? But anyways, wonderful means this: inspiring delight, pleasure, or admiration. Extremely good, marvelous.
So it did try into what I was saying. And she does inspire. What does she inspire? Woefully good things.
Woefully good things. Yeah. So that is the definition of this day. And I try to tie it in, when I think of the word wonderful, and I want to tie it in this piece, and then we'll wrap up this first segment. Wonderful. We've heard the phrase, we serve a wonderful God. And you think about God's nature, his works, his name, his power. And those things don't just say the word nice or pleasant, but wonderful. And what was the definition that we just read? Wonderful, delight, pleasure, admiration, extremely good.
Extremely good.
Marvelous. I think it's perfect. Isaiah 9:6 says this, I found this, for unto us a child is born. Listen at this. Unto us a son is given, and this was the birth of Christ, and his name shall be called what? Wonderful.
Oh.
Counselor, mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. But it starts with wonderful.
It starts with being wonderful.
So it's not just an adjective or something we describe. It is a name. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
So think today about how you can be wonderful for somebody else.
Oof.
How can you inspire delight to somebody else? Because somebody needs your wonderfulness today. We talk so much about being grateful and being thankful. Those are fun. But now today is the day you need to be wonderful for somebody.
Step up.
Wonderful.
Step into that role.
Maybe you've been doing bad things. Today's the day to be wonderful. You know why? Because it means extremely good.
Extremely good.
All right. Well, hey, we're going to wrap it up here on 94.3. Thanks to everybody for hanging out on the FM signal. Taylor and I will continue the show because I got a little more beef today about something that she mentioned last week that did not come to pass today. She has.
I know.
So we're going to talk about that.
I also have a riveting question, and I will start it here. Is cereal considered a soup?
Oh, good one. Wow. All right.
Yeah,
I just dislike cereal now when you said that because I thought about chicken noodle soup and cereal doesn't go together.
No.
We will continue that conversation on social media. You can follow the show on YouTube. Just search for Hello Huntsville, or also on Facebook, Hello Huntsville. We'll continue the morning show there. For the rest of you, we will get back to regular music and programming. Have a wonderful, blessed day.
Have a wonderful Walker County Federal Credit.
I always say have a wonderful day.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. So we will be back in a moment. Stay with us. This is your show. It's Good Morning Huntsville.
I'm Billy Cawthon, manager of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home. We know times of loss are tough, and you need a place to feel comfortable and cared for. At Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on being with you during those really tough days. You can rest assured that we will be on your side and by your side every step of the way. Thank you for your trust. Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, supporting families every day, every step.
This is Guardian Defense in Huntsville, Texas, a trusted, family-owned and operated gun store and range in the heart of East Texas. Guardian Defense is your one-stop destination for Texas LTC, NRA basic pistol and rifle courses, pistol refresher training, as well as a wide selection of quality firearms and ammunition. At Guardian Defense, empowerment is within reach through their Texas DPS-approved license to carry classes. Certified instructors will guide you through every facet of firearm safety, conflict resolution, and the pertinent legal aspects. Book now to become proficient and responsible in handling a firearm with complete confidence. For the eager learners, the fundamentals of pistol and rifle usage await discovery in their comprehensive 8-hour NRA basic courses. You're invited to connect with Guardian Defense on Facebook and Instagram, or give them a call at 936-293-0364. You can also visit them online at guardiandefensellc.com. Guardian Defense, your reliable partner in mastering firearm safety and acquiring quality firearms in the heart of Texas. Since 2010, the Oak Ridge Disciple House has helped men break free from addiction, not with quick fixes, but lasting change through Jesus Christ. They've celebrated 167 graduates at Oak Ridge and 138 more at Interfaith with an 80% success rate. That's compared to just 5% in most secular programs. The fact is, Jesus works. And now, celebrating 15 years, they're building their third house in Tennessee and just launched a women's program, Restoration Ranch in Texas. It's all for God's glory. And here's the heart of it. They never turn anyone away for lack of money. In fact, 95% of families receive scholarships. As one person put it, don't talk about it, be about it. Every penny counts. Donate today at oakridgedisciplehouse.com and help change a life forever. The Oak Ridge Disciple House. Online at oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Real recovery, real hope. The church should be transformational. And maybe you've never been to church, or maybe life has left you feeling lost, but Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." At First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope, we're not trying to fit in with the world. We're here to help you step into something greater, a fresh start, a new life in Christ. Join us this Sunday at 10:45 and see what God can do in your life. Visit fbchuntsville.org. Hope is here, and we're saving a seat just for you.
Loving Jesus, loving people side by side. In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
Hey friends, Rob Hipp, Media and Community Outreach Minister here at First Baptist Church, Huntsville. Let me ask you, when's the last time you felt real hope? You've been to church, or maybe you've never felt connected to a church at all. Well friends, that's okay. Here at First Baptist, we're a harbor of hope and we welcome everyone just as they are. We have programs throughout the week for all ages to come together, ask questions, grow in faith, and find the hope that only Jesus Christ can bring. Whether you're looking for a fresh start or a community to call home, we'd love for you to join us. Come experience something real. For more information, visit fbchuntsville.org. First Baptist Church, Huntsville, a harbor of hope.
In this harbor of hope, we are safe inside.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based 501c3 nonprofit Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addictions. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel, and that light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
Support for SpiritRadio.fm comes from loyal listeners just like you. Want to help spread the good news across Huntsville and beyond? Underwriting opportunities are available for loyal listeners, businesses, and nonprofits. Visit SpiritRadio.fm and tap Donate today.
This is Billy Cawthon of Sam Houston Memorial Funeral Home, and you're listening to Spirit Radio, the spirit of Huntsville.
A little bit of a delayed return there for a reason. Welcome back at it. Those of you hanging out with us here on the man, that was a hard cut off. I didn't even fade it down. I was just like, hey.
We're back.
I was like, all right, and thanks everybody for hanging out with it. It was just boom.
And it's quiet.
That doesn't sound good. That's not regular radio. I can already hear 50-year radio veterans telling me that's not how radio is.
Cool, but that's how we do it here.
Yeah, and I'm like, guess what? We're not on the radio anymore. Now we're back on the podcast, buddy. That's how we roll. Hey, check this out. You know what? I want to say something real quick. I'm glad that I didn't. I worked in radio for a while. Mm-hmm. And, I never really
you still work in radio, right?
Well, kind of. But, I never learned the quote-unquote traditional way that radio works. I feel like it's, and I'm not bashing, I just feel like it's like old school that I was told that radio's going nowhere, which is a dangerous statement in any business. Mm-hmm. Even for you guys in the credit union to say, well, the credit union's not going anywhere. Then you get complacent and you don't think ahead. And you guys definitely don't do that.
You've got to keep predicting.
Yeah, trying to predict. Y'all are updating stuff, updating the website, updating the app, updating the cards.
Proactive versus reactive.
Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm. And so all these, and I'm a marketing guru. You're actually really good at the marketing stuff. No, it's just it's relationships.
Okay.
That's what you do. You build relationships with genuine relationships with people, and then the marketing just naturally happens.
Well, I think your best marketing is a happy customer or member. Somebody who's happy with you is your best advertisement. They're a walking advertisement. I
get excited when I come up with stuff, and I'll text Toy all the time. Mm-hmm. Like with my new Waverly stuff, for football. I did this for y'all just like as a bonus, and I was like, well, I'm gonna create a little graphic up here and do this, and then at the end of the broadcast, I'm gonna put thanks for watching and put y'all's and then I get excited. I'm like, I'm gonna send this to Toy,
I did good.
No, I'm just like I appreciate y'all, but it's all about relationships, and I when I worked in radio like as a career, because Spirit Radio is awesome, but it's not a career. I mean, right now we've had some support, but let's be honest, the support,
inward support.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful for it because we have First Baptist has been so good to us. I mean, we're sitting in this beautiful studio thanks to First Baptist Church. Mm-hmm. The carpet in this floor thanks to Ward Furniture and Flooring. The blinds that are coming next week thanks to Ward Furniture and Flooring. The other flooring in there, the beautiful tile thanks to Weldon at TCS. The cabinets thanks to Steve Getz, who donated those I mean, it's been incredible. And so I'll never, ever, ever take that for granted. This is a blessing to be in here. But building the station was hard. Now the really hard stuff starts, and that is the continued support. Mm-hmm. And for where we want to go with this on 94.3 and what we want to do, the reality is we need to raise about $10K a month. And that seems like a lot, but for radio, 120 a year is not that much. That 120 a year is going to allow us to cover expenses because the church has been gracious to us. But, I mean, let's be honest. I need to start paying a little bit for something in here. Mm-hmm. I mean, all this renovation was part of a plan. It was already part of a plan. This whole area needed to be renovated anyways because there was water damage. But, we're using a little bit of electricity. I wouldn't say a ton. I found out our transmitter. I did the math, and based on the kilowatt per hour charge, try to act like I know stuff.
I was like, "Whoa, we up in my pay grade."
Whoa, that transmitter actually costs us about $110 a year to run. That's not bad.
Wow,
that's it. Yeah, because it's low power.
Low power.
But the whole radio discussion, I was circling around to get back to this. I was told working in that industry that we're the number one way to market and advertise, and as a business owner for 14 years when I had Click and now running Hello. That's not true. And when I would go talk to my radio clients, when I would sell them advertising, I had one lady once, it's like, I got $1,000 a month and I want to spend it all with you guys. And I said, don't. She looked at me like, what? I said, don't.
Eggs in baskets.
I said, there are multiple. I said, not everybody listens to the station here. Not everybody reads the newspaper. Not everybody picks up the magazine, but people do.
There's a couple of each.
I said, you need to spread that around. That person was so appreciative of my honesty. Mm-hmm. And I didn't get much commission. I mean, it was enough to go eat at Whataburger, but, which is pretty expensive now. But I remember in that moment, I was like, that's the way to do it. And I probably would have got in trouble
Well, I tell
people would have told if my bosses would have found out.
I have members that come in that are like, rates and placements and business accounts. And sometimes I have to tell them, I'm like, I don't know if we're a great fit for you. We can get this done, but long term, like maybe it's not the best. Mm-hmm. And that's okay to admit. And I've had people open accounts because they're like, I appreciate the honesty because they know, okay, they're not trying to get one over. Like, I think it blows people's mind whenever I'm like, oh yeah, I don't get a bonus when I close loans. I don't get a bonus when I open accounts.
Well, I'm going to close all my account. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but like, I don't, and they're like, what? I'm like, I serve you guys. Like, that is my job, is to serve members and to make sure members are taken care of to the best of their abilities. Like, I get paid regardless. Why not be good at it?
Yeah.
And be honest about it. Like, I don't want you calling me, well, you sold me this idea and we couldn't do that. Like, and now we're here. That would break my heart.
That's for me. It's why I'm so thankful that like I didn't really get engulfed in this old school traditional way, because a lot of people in industries, no matter if it's radio, television, whatever, people get complacent. Mm-hmm. And they think because this is the way that it's always been done, this is the way we're going to continue to do it.
I hate that mindset.
And you have to change that. This
is the way we've always done it. Okay, and? See, yeah. I'm telling you, and
it'll work for a moment. It could work in a community to where maybe you're the only one that does something because you're the only option. But then when there's multiple options, think of it like a retailer. Mm-hmm. Perfect example. I want a Kohl's to come to Huntsville. But you know what? When it does, I'm still going to go to Sam over at Lee Barron. You know why? Because he's a good dude and he gives back to this community.
Yeah.
He thinks forward. He does things.
I'm going to show you something. So I'm a sucker for a good deal. We talked about this, balling on a budget. I bought these pants on Shein or Temu, one of the cheap sites. Okay, I don't know who is this tall, but it's not me. So anybody who has this, like a tiny waist and long legs, good for you. But what? I would much rather shop here. I would much rather shop around where I can try things on and go into a store, because I like these pants, but I would rather build a relationship than order my pants online, apparently, these days.
I think of it like that. We have a Home Depot here. I go in there. I'll probably go there today because I've got to do some stuff. But you know where else I'm going to go first?
Aces.
Yep. Walker County Ace Hardware. Mm-hmm. Who, by the way, thank you to Walker County Ace, sponsoring our bicycle contest, coloring contest a while back. That was cool.
The bicycle?
We got those bikes to those young ones. Your friend didn't win. Whoever it was. I don't remember. I don't know who it was, but.
Cheyenne.
Yeah. Was she sad?
I don't think she knows.
She's like, I thought that you knew that guy. I thought
you were going to be my end. I do not run anything.
It doesn't work that way, Cheyenne.
I tried.
But I'm still going to go to Walker County Ace Hardware. You know why? Because when I walk in,
they're rushing to help you.
They are rushing. They are running to help. It's like it's Sonic when they you know what, around here they don't run. In Georgetown,
people just don't run.
In Georgetown, they run to it's like a requirement that they have to run. So all you hear is because the change in their pockets. But
the Sonic off of Sam Ave, I went to that one. I normally don't go to that because it's on the opposite side of town. That Sonic, I don't know who the manager last night was. They were on it. Like, I got a Blizzard. Don't tell my nutritionist. I got a Blizzard, a little mini Blizzard. I got an Oreo Blizzard. Theirs is not a Blizzard. It's a Blast. Yeah. I got a Oreo Blast.
You're DQing it over here.
I know. And I put M&Ms in it. So it was M&M Oreo Blast.
Did the M&Ms freeze?
Oh my gosh. And they did me good. It was worth it. I was like, I don't know who's running this show, but I like it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think, I go back to that whole story about being complacent. And in a way, I'm thankful that I didn't learn, I never learned how to run a radio board, which is funny because I know how to. I use mixers, but the radio boards are
that's not all the things and stuff.
But it is. So when we built Spirit, I had a whole different approach on how I went. Even the design of the studio, that was from what I learned up in Fargo. Traditional studios, they put the producer behind a glass. I'm like, why do you do that? I want to be able to talk to the person. And when I thought about this area, I wanted to have this podcast area where we could sit down, you could interact and all that kind of stuff. And so in a way, I'm thankful that I never got super ingrained or indoctrinated on the way to do things the way that the industry has done it. And there's a standard for it, I guess, but I've always been someone that I feel like I always kind of think differently.
Yeah, you do.
Because you have to. You have to think differently. Think different. I'm not stealing it from Apple, but you do. You have to think different.
Ask questions.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of growth in asking questions and questioning why you do things. Like, okay, I could sit here and be like, okay, but why did you do this?
It's like even in ministry, I don't want to do things, and this isn't a knock on. There's tens of thousands of churches, so you could pick 100 of them, and probably 90 of them do things a similar way, and that's similar. Similarly different. Yeah,
it's kind of different.
But there's this new thing, and I don't want to fall into this trap, and I don't mean it in a negative way, but I feel like the Lord's put on my heart like a burden to church the unchurched, to reach people that aren't going to church or people that are on the fence, not just to take care of people that are in the church, because we need to do that, but we are called to go out. We're called to go out and bring people in to the kingdom of God, into a relationship with Christ. We're called to go out.
I think it's important to clarify that you're not saying to bring people into the church. You're talking about bringing people to God.
Yes, to Christ.
To Christ.
Yes.
It's, you're not saying, hey, come to my church.
So when I think about,
crack open the Bible.
I think about, like, I have friends who haven't stepped into a church, and I think about them and why don't they step into a church? And I'm going to get a lot of like shaking heads, right? And it's okay. I'm not being negative and I'm not bashing this, but like trying to lure people into your church because you have coffee, I don't like that idea. Trust me, I like to drink coffee.
I love a good coffee.
But there are churches who advertise
free
that like
coffee.
Come in and get coffee. Christ is not a gimmick.
Right.
It's not a gimmick.
You coming to church for a cup of coffee.
Get people into your building with
God.
the truth of who Jesus Christ is. I'm telling you, man, and like signs that say, this is your home and you belong here and all that stuff. I'm not hating on that. I try to think differently about how can we reach lost people in a suffering world that need a savior. And I got to be careful because I start getting emotional thinking about it because people's lives are at stake, Taylor. This isn't some game.
And we're not talking our earthly temporary existence either.
This isn't some game. And I made my commitment this year, not a resolution.
Commitment.
But my commitment is to really be a lot more serious about why do I believe what I believe?
Ooh.
Do I believe it just to
fire insurance? I believe this because I don't want to spend eternity in hell. No. Do you sincerely in your heart believe what you're saying and preaching?
Yeah.
That's what I had to have some deep dive. Like, am I believing this because I'm scared of the alternative? Like, am I having and I think that's another thing with religion is there are so many different types where, like, my mom was raised with the fire insurance. Like, if you do this, you're going to hell.
Yeah, my grandma told me, you're 16 now, I got to talk to you.
Yeah, and it's like...
and I'm thankful for her.
Right, but wouldn't you rather your children listen to you because they love and respect you instead of, if you don't, I'm going to spank your little booty? Okay, that's kind of how I look at it. I'm like, I'd rather come to my own relationship with God because I want that and I'm driven and I'm passionate about that versus if I don't, the alternative is not good.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And we have got to move out. And I'm not saying this to any group or even our church or any other church. I'm just saying it in general. We have got to stop with the gimmicks of trying. You know what? If you want people to come to church, then build a genuine personal relationship with those people and let them know you care. Mm-hmm. Perfect example. A lady reached out and I'm not saying this to put me up at all because it's other people that did this, but there's a lady that reached out to me on Hello Huntsville randomly. And she was kind of upset that she didn't get the newsletter because,
how dare you?
Because there was an event that she wanted to attend. And friends, this is why it's so important to ask the next question. To ask, don't just say, "Hey, how's it going?"
And then keep walking.
I'm doing good. Well, that's great. It's a beautiful day. You extend the conversation, and all of a sudden, people start to open up sometimes. Mm-hmm. What could have been, man, I'm so sorry, or ma'am, I'm so sorry that I didn't get that out and you missed that event. I'll do better next time. It turned into a 25-minute conversation. This lady was crying on the phone. I didn't even know her. We ended up praying.
Love that.
And I felt the burden in my heart that this person, that someone from this church, and she don't even go to our church. But I said, I've got to get a hold of our prayer team and have them reach out to this lady because I knew she was hurting. Mm-hmm. Man, if you want to make a difference in people's lives, don't get them with coffee. Don't get them with the sign. Don't get them with the nice parking lot. Don't get them with music. Don't get them with the fancy look. Get them with a personal, relational connection. And that's so important. And I think that should be a commitment from all of us, is that we strive to build deep personal relationships with people. Doesn't mean that we got to get in all their business. But man, it means that we really need to be there and listen to people, because we serve a God who listens to us. And we are called to be Christ-like. We will never be him. We are a flawed people. We're sinful, but we are called to be Christ-like. And what does that really mean? What does that mean? And that should be the question that all of us wake up with every morning, is what does it mean to be Christ-like? And is what I'm doing and the way I'm acting and the things I'm doing or what I'm saying or where I'm going, is that Christ-like, or is that my flesh getting in the way?
Ooh, that's good.
And my flesh gets in the way every day.
Every day.
And we talked about this last week. You clipped it. The thing, like, that's a scary prayer, but it is. And we just need to like sit back and reevaluate.
Well,
and I'm starting with myself. I'm not saying this to anybody. I'm saying, like, I need to step back and reevaluate.
And we were kind of hitting and missing this kind of, I feel like, throughout the morning, is trusting the process of, making changes. There is a time period where you have to be very sure what you're doing is getting you towards the goal. Because there is a time where nothing happens and struggle is very hard. Like we were just talking about it financially. Like, it's like, okay, here's my end goal. Here's where I'm at. I am moving here, but like, it's still not easy. It's still not good. Like, I'm doing that, spiritually, I'm feeling that, working out wise, I'm feeling that with my dogs. I'm feeling that. Like, there's this time right now where I am in the be patient part of it. And it is hard. It's hard because I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like I'm not good enough, but the truth is I am good enough. I am, loved exactly the way I am. And that is, it's hard though. Yeah. I'm in that place where I'm like, I want to quit. But I also feel like I am called to all these higher things, that it's like, God's like, just be patient. Trust the process. Sit in there and embrace it. And I feel like, that can go for everybody, is you're making these connections and you're like, I'm talking to these people and I'm, trying to bring people to Christ, and it's not making a difference. Keep going. You haven't quite hit that person yet that you're gonna change their life.
Here's a question that all of us need to answer this morning, myself included. I'm thinking of myself when what's the goal? What's the goal in life? Seriously, don't just the goal in life. And I'm not talking about pay off the house. I'm talking about, like, what's the goal in life?
What is the legacy you leave?
What's your dash? A pastor told me that years ago, Taylor, TC, that when you walk through a cemetery, what do you notice? You notice tombstones. And what else do you notice? You notice a birthday. You notice a death day. You notice he was a good daddy, a great mom, a wonderful person, da-da-da-da-da. But the one thing that everybody overlooks is the most important, significant thing on that tombstone is the dash. Because that little tiny dash in between the dates represents an entire life.
Wow.
That is the legacy that you leave, is your dash. Pastor Joe Champion preached that years ago, and it never left me. I want my dash to mean something, not for me, but I want people, when they see that tombstone one day, to walk by and say, wow.
What a life lived.
What a life lived for Christ.
Oh, okay.
That dash should change people's hearts to want to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. That should be the goal. And it's not easy, but man, and when I think about that, like, what's the goal? And I'm thinking about in my mind, like, I got to get this debt paid off. I got to get this. But that's not those are things,
well, it's easy to get stuck in the mess.
But now think about the goal, and now listen to this. We're not guaranteed the next second of our life. Now, does the goal change?
I don't like that.
But it's the truth. Think about it.
I don't like
but
that.
Does the goal change? And I think that's the way that we need to approach some of these goals in life. That if life was gone in the next second, because it could happen.
Could happen.
Did we obtain the goal? That's the goal and what is that goal? In my opinion, for me, that goal is to honor Christ and to live a life for him. am I doing that? That's the goal. Am I doing that? Am I glorifying Christ, or am I tearing people apart and keeping them from knowing Christ? And I've had to call people. I've had to get on the phone and call people. One day when I'm like 92 years old, I'll write a book on my life, which who cares? But I've had to get on the phone and call some people and say, like, man, I'm sorry. I said, I was dumb and stupid and doing stupid things, and like, I'm sorry. And I said, I hope it didn't lead you. And some people laugh. They're like, oh man, you're just being religious, dude.
No.
But I'm like, I said, man, I love you too much to tell you this. And then, oh man, you're being a hypocrite. No, like, I messed up and I'm acknowledging it. And I want you to know that what I did, and that life is not the life that I want to live anymore. You know, boozing and cruising and snoozing and whatever else you want to say back in the day.
Present in the fun. With the fun in the present.
There were nights, Taylor, that I don't even remember getting home.
But that was fun. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm same. There were nights where I'm like, oh man, I got so drunk last night, like I don't remember. Why is that fun? Like, why is that cool?
And I look back on that life and I said, man, how many people did I keep from getting into heaven? How many people did I make them stunt the Bible? And this is where, I mean, I'm talking about being real this year. Like, that is the mindset that we all is like, are we causing people to stumble? And this isn't scaring them into anything, but I mean, it's real talk, and we have to have real conversations. You know, I know that I'm always about, let's promote the good, and that's good, but I also want to promote, like, this is real talk, man.
Well, and I think that that's, you know, something you and I both strive for is transparency and connection. Mm-hmm. And I think our connection comes from, we're both two very transparent people and authentic people where, you know, maybe we haven't always been that way, but you and I try very hard to stay to our core values and not be swayed.
Yeah.
And good, bad, or indifferent, you and I have different opinions on some things that we don't try to change about each other, and that's okay. Yeah. You can be authentically yourself, and the connection and the want to betterment of the people around you is fine. And I think that's, a lot of people are like, well, I don't want it to be authentic because someone's not going to like you. And that, you're right. Someone's not going to like you because you are who you are.
And that's fine.
Yeah. But people will love you in spite of that. Is that the right word? In spite?
Yeah.
Like, you can be who you are. Your people will love you regardless of the differences. God loves you regardless of those decisions. As long as, well, I mean, there is no as long as. God loves you. End of sentence. Full stop. God loves you. That's it.
That's good. I mean, it's a really good discussion this morning. I know sometimes we like go off on different tangents, but I say it because I just love people, and I want people to experience that same joy that whenever that bank account gets down to $10 and I'm like, oh, and then I see a minus $2 and I'm like, oh, I need to transfer here and do this and do that to make sure that I don't get a call from somebody saying, Rob. When life gets to that point, you can still have joy.
Yeah.
When your children are still screaming and eating too many blueberries and you're 15 minutes behind schedule because of a blueberry episode.
A blueberry explosion.
You can still have joy. That's the joy that I'm talking about. Despite all of the adversity that comes into your life, that is the joy.
I feel like a lot of the blessings that I prayed for have a lot more stress than I thought they were going to.
Yeah.
Like, man, I love this blessing of a house, but wrapping pipes in 30 degrees was not what I wanted to do.
No, it's good. And here's the good news is that all of us we're all jacked up. We've all made mistakes. We're all going to continue to make mistakes. But the key is to recognize those mistakes and to turn from them. And that's the hardest part. That's repentance. That's the hardest part. But we're all in the same boat. We're all in this together. And we need everybody rowing, because if one person lets off the oar, then the boat ain't moving. Everybody's got to get in that boat and
just doing little circles.
Keep that bad boy going. Yeah, otherwise we're going in circles. Where are we going? So I mean this in a positive way. I hope nobody took it negative. I don't think you did, but I mean it in a very, very positive way. You know, I talk about a lot of serious things and joke around about things too, but it all circles back to joy. Mm-hmm. And you can, whatever's going on. Speaking of joy,
I have a question.
Yes.
And I know we're over time.
Oh, yeah, I told you 9. We got, yeah.
Okay. Can we call my mom and call her out?
On what?
She was supposed to be here.
Yes.
She said she was going to be here. And then she was like, oh, it's frozen. Can't come. And I'm like, Mom.
Didn't see no. I saw a little bit of ice this morning. What's her name?
Laura.
What's her last name?
Cash.
We'll get her next week. She coming next week?
She's coming next week.
All right, let's don't call her out to we already did call her out.
She's going to watch us and be like, Taylor, don't do that. But yeah. She was like, it's cold. It's frozen. And? I'm glad you did that safely, though.
Next week, Miss Cash, you can come on the show, hang out with us. She don't even have to come on. Like, she can just hang out.
Oh, no, she has no desire to be on the screen.
Well, she can hang out. We got a chair right there. That's Kyle's chair. It's empty today. So, speaking of joy, we're going to wrap up here in a moment. Mm-hmm. But this brought a little warmth to my heart. Listen to this real quick. It's a sweeper that we put in between the music. I have to play this.
Hi, I'm Kanan. No, Bethany, True, Velvet, Radar.
That was my boy.
Oh, when did he do that?
A couple days ago.
I'm like, oh, he's going to replace the other one.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's so cute.
And then Braylon recorded a new one.
Hi, this is Braylon. You are listening to Feel Radio. God bless you.
I mean, man, that's joy right there.
That is joy.
Not a worry in the world. All they're worried about is when's the next chicken nugget and when's the next Happy Meal and blueberry. That's the next one. So, well, Taylor, real quick, we're not going to break. We'll end here in just a few moments, but Taylor is here, Walker County Federal Credit Union. I always want to give a chance, obviously, to shine the light on the cred.
The cred?
Instead of the Fed.
The federal
Y'all would
cred?
better be the cred than the Fed, right?
I feel like the Fed feels
like
scary.
Yeah, it feels like dun dun dun. But then the cred is like, we're credible. You know what I'm saying?
The credible.
Incredible Credit Union.
Oh, yes.
Incredible cred. Mm-hmm. So what's going on at Walker County Federal Credit Union that the people should know about today?
We made it through the audits.
Ah, okay. This is a good thing.
We made it through. We survived. And it was good.
Do you ever high five the auditors? Like when they're done, they come in and high five, and then y'all go out and have pizza and stuff?
No, but he did. Whenever he was walking out, he's like, man, y'all made that really easy. And in my head, I'm like, easy bad, easy good. So I still don't know exactly how we did. Nobody's been yelled at that I know of, so we're off to a good start. We have that going on. We were open Monday. We opened at 10, had normal business hours. I appreciate that everybody didn't pile in Monday at 10 o'clock.
Did people come Monday? Did y'all have people coming in on Monday? You did?
Not awesome. A lot. We had a lot of people go through the drive-thru. If you're not, follow us on Facebook or set up on text alerts so that you know, because as much as I doubt people tried to show up at 7:30 on Monday, if you did, I am sorry. February 16th, we are closed. That is President's Day, so make sure you take care of your business before or after. I believe that's a Monday. Trying to think what we have. Again, we have our Member Appreciation Week coming up. I think that's the week after President's Day, I believe. I will lock those dates in. And we have a whole week of goodies and festivities. Man.
There's so much goodness that Taylor's overwhelmed right now.
I am. I'm like, what are we? We are so busy right now. And I feel like every week I'm like, man, we're so busy. But it's like, we're talking about it's a blessing to be so stressed.
Yeah.
But we're busy.
That's good.
And, I've opened some new accounts lately. And some of these people it's always cool to me when people are like, come in frazzled and like fried. And I know that sounds terrible, but like, I love frazzled and disgruntled people. That's like I'm like, what are we?
Oh, an angry one, come to me.
Come to me. Well, I do. It doesn't matter. When people are angry, they see me. They like walk in, they're angry, and they see me, and they're like, this is my target. Which is, I feel like that's why my gift is angry people, is because angry people are drawn to me. Or I make people want to be angry. I really don't know. But what is the goal? Like, when you come in, like, I feel like whenever you question people, like, what was your goal coming here and how can I make that happen? Like, you come to me with a problem. I will help find you a solution. Like, come to me angry. Tell me what you're angry about. Let's find a solution. Let's put our heads together. Let me call people in. I have no shame calling in reinforcements. And I think that's another big thing about the credit union is everybody in our office is wanting to help. So there are times where I'm like, hey, like this is what we're trying to do. Hey, this person comes in, maybe their credit score isn't great, but they make a whole lot. Okay, what can we do? Because we want to be able to help those people in all seasons of their life because sometimes credit scores are not great. Sometimes paychecks are not great. Don't raise your hand.
Raising my hand on every single question.
And that's okay. We're here to serve you. I have learned recently that our requirements, credit score wise, are a little different.
Sorry, keep going.
You're cheering.
I know,
Yay!
yeah, keep going. I'll tell you in a minute.
We have learned recently that our restrictions on loanability credit score wise is a little bit, not easier, but we're a little bit more lenient, a little more case by case basis in that process. And so if you have questions, come in and ask, call in and ask. You have applications on our website. Go ahead and apply. Somebody will reach out to you that day. As long as it's not a weekend or after 5, we will reach out to you that day.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Walker County Federal Credit Union.
A wonderful credit union.
Wonderful. Marvelous.
A marvelous.
Credit union.
So what are you cheering about over there?
Do you ever feel like...
you turned to a giddy boy.
Do you ever feel like when your taxes come around, it's like the lottery? Or it's like, do you know? It's not. No.
We just talked about I got my tax return back and it was.
Let me just say, it's very stressful.
Yes, doing your taxes.
Because are you gonna owe? Because
I owed this year. What?
I've always owed up until a couple of years ago.
When you had
Plug
kids.
Sarah Jones CPA in
Okay,
Conroe.
maybe I.
She has a billboard. She's awesome.
Is she the one? No, that's a realtor.
She's the billboard CPA lady as you're driving down 45.
Maybe that is her.
And Nancy Reeves, you want to talk about honesty?
Oh,
Nancy Reeves of Tax Express told me, Rob, you have a little more advanced things that we could probably do, but I think you would be better off calling Sarah Jones.
So they're part of our preferred partners group.
Yes, and I was in that group.
Yes.
Which I need to come back to that group.
You should come back.
I need to get somebody
Next
to do
Tuesday.
the show on Tuesday for me.
I can't help you then because I'm there.
Yeah, I know, but I used to. So it's 8:15, right? Or did y'all bump it to 8?
It's 8:15.
Okay, see, I used to go. The show used to be from 7 to 8. I'd wrap up the show, run over and do it. Well, then I bumped the show to 7:30 once the children started school and my wife had to go to work. Mm-hmm. And there ain't no way I'm trying to bump that even more because 7:30 has worked for about 95% of people.
Right.
So I'm not changing.
Don't bump it.
But Nancy Reeves said, go to Sarah Jones CPA. This was before Sarah Jones had a billboard.
Mm-hmm. Connections.
And I went. She took care of me. I got back a refund. But every year I get nervous because I have my own business. You know, Hello Huntsville is like.
Lots of pages to your taxes.
And I have SHN and I have 2 business partners. And so there's these K forms. It's not a simple.
A K1.
Yeah, it's not a. There you go. So you know more about it than I do. It's not a simple go to Turbo. I mean, my tax return's like that thick, and it's annoying.
I do my own.
I used to do my own until I had that partnership, and then it got really difficult for it. And so, but it's like that thick. Literally, when I get the return, it's like 80 pages.
That's probably not 80 pages.
Yeah, well, I'd like to exact. It's like 80 pages.
It's 80 pages.
But I just got an email because I'm nervous. I'm like, oh, am I going to owe? I am not going to owe. My wife and I filed jointly now.
Nice.
I haven't owed in a while, but it's been minuscule. But praise the Lord for the 2 children.
I know.
Because we needed some help, and I've been praying about it. And it's not a heck of, but it's not like a big ton return, but it's awesome.
It's money that you worked for that you're getting back. That's
awesome.
Well,
if you get money back, it's because you paid too much into the system to begin with. I've always heard that. My old CPA in Georgetown, I got back nothing every year, which I was fine. His goal was for you to get back nothing because he wanted you to do
because the government's making money.
Yeah, he said, I'd rather you, and he was good. Russell Longbein CPA, rlcpa.com. But what I'm joyful about is I don't owe. That's what I'm joyful. I was like, yes. I was sitting there because while you were talking, I got an email that said,
well, I'm like, ew, why are you so happy? Calm down.
No, I was like, oh, and I'm scared. And then all of a sudden I see it. I was like, yes.
I was like, I've never seen you turn into a giddy boy before, but I just watched you get so giggly and happy. And I was like, oh, what are we doing?
Yes. That's good. That's great. So
it's a wonderful Wednesday.
It's a wonderful Wednesday. That'll wrap it up. She's Taylor Chandler. I'm Rob Heap. That's my new name, Rob. Rob. One of my friends calls me Rob. Rob Hip, Taylor Chandler for Walker County Federal Credit Union. And, hey, go get your account set up and tell them you heard about us here on Hello Huntsville. Just like friends joining us, Darren Grant. Darren Grant, everyone.
I was
Darren
like,
Grant.
we love him.
He's coming back on the show in February, I believe.
On a Wednesday?
He calls it the A-Team on a Wednesday.
Yeah, we
he
love
said,
that.
He said the A-Team. Here comes Kyle Kreiner, by the way, joining us. Still frozen in Midland, by the way. So many others didn't get a chance. Sanders, Angelique, thanks for joining us. Autumn Wheaton, Huntsville family. Good to see you on this morning.
I love how many new people and new names I'm hearing.
Yeah, a lot of great folks joining the show. That'll wrap it up. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 7:30. Pastor Jason Bay, First Baptist Church. Come hang out with us. We'll have a lot of fun. Again, for Taylor Chandler, I'm Rob Hipp, reminding you this morning we're not strong enough alone to make it on our own. We need each other, so please provide a word of encouragement, lend a hand of support. I promise somebody out there needs you. Until then, good morning, Huntsville, and God bless. We'll see you later. See you, Taylor.
See ya.
Hi, I came in. No, listening to Spirit Radio.